particularly much to see at the moment, but cherry season. I picked absolutely tons of cherries from down by the side of the parkway by us, on the housing side, and made loads of jam. It's delicious. Really nice. I taste the cherries to eat fresh as well. And inside Shelley's got some dried cherries that she's dehydrated so that they can keep that way. There's loads of stuff you can do with them. It's delicious. And this is a crab apple.
Crab apple jelly.
Yes. Crab apple jelly, yeah. And chutneys and things
They're
like
quite
that.
bitter, can't they? Aren't they?
They are. You can't eat them just as
Yeah.
they are. Although, according to my foraging book, if you bake them and put sugar and cream on them, then they're delicious. But if you bake anything and put sugar and cream on it, it's going to be quite good. But they're a lot bitterer than most apples. But yeah, as you say, crab apple jelly as well.
It's called from mallow, did you say?
Mallow, yeah. It's not marshmallow, it's a different subspecies, but you can see the similarity. Marshmallow, I think, isn't used these days to make marshmallows because they use gelatin, but it's got this mucilaginous that comes out of the leaves. You can use the flowers in a pretty salad, they're all good to eat, but you can also use the leaf as a vegetable, and apparently it cooks up and thickens up. I've not tried it yet. But it'll thicken up your stew. What's else it say? It's got a good source of minerals, calcium, vitamins A and C. Yeah, you can eat the whole thing. You can eat it raw or cooked. So, John, was it?
Thank you. Well,
I'm on a heavy drinker.
I'm staying out of it. No, I'm
Again, it's something I haven't tried. I was talking to Paul the other day, and you said that it's one way like a panettone, but instead of raisins with them.
What tree is it?
If you eat them as a fruit, they've got rather a lot of seeds compared to that.
Or not.
Doesn't sting.
It doesn't sting you, but it looks a lot like nettle. It's related to nettle. So you can use it in anything that you would use nettle in,
Right.
and you can do what my daughter does. Mainly for children, but it's got sweet nectar, which the bees are after, on each flower. It's really only a taste's worth, but the kids love to taste it. Oh wow! And you can use the leaves in teas and anything, and as a vegetable like you would with nettle.
They're wild.
Yeah, let's stick with this one because it's simple, and you get it everywhere, car parks, even when the grass has been mowed. And the leaves can be eaten as a vegetable. The seeds, which we've got at this time of year, can be taken off and eaten. Toasted, they're apparently nicer. Shelley was saying that she's eaten them toasted. Raw, they're not disgusting, but toasted, they're quite tasty.
No,
You don't have to.
No, I'm just thinking about dogs. Sorry.
Fair enough.
I'm walking around.
Not
And
too
you can
bad.
recognise this with the yes. Oh well, if you use the flowers to make the elderflower champagne, you don't need to use any yeast or anything. It's just
They're nice,
and it's well, the one I make is quite low in alcohol. I wouldn't quite give it to her, but I could drink a bottle of it without noticing a thing. When they come out in the spring, they come out in a sort of a loop, and poor man's asparagus, it's called. You can saute it, put some butter on it. Apparently it's got a very similar flavour to asparagus as well. But again, it's not what I've tried. The seeds can be used as a spice. If you just smell of it, you don't have to taste it. If you crush the seed between your fingers and smell it, it's kind of got it's really nice. Like an orangey, cardamom-y kind of...
Have a sniff. Not being funny.
Has she?
Make it nice and fun.
Yeah.
I'll stick to me
I saw a lovely recipe of it, a cheesecake flavoured with it, which I rather like the idea of. It's genuinely nice, isn't it? I didn't know we had spices growing in our country. I think that's really, really cool.
Sounds like chocolate orange to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, the rounded chocolate orange.
Cherries ones, yeah.
I want chocolate now.
yes, those chocolate orange biscuits, yeah.
They smell just like
Now I should know willow herbs, it's called willow. But there's actually quite a few different species of it. It's got this pink flower. I think this is hairy willow herb. You can eat any of them though. And they grow up, it's also called fireweed, particularly the rose bay willow herb grows up after there's been a fire or after the earth's been moved. You might find it around building sites and that sort of thing. And it comes up these tall spires with pink flowers. You can eat the leaves of any of them. And you can eat the flowers. What else has she put? Natural cordage. And I have attempted to make champagne out of the flowers. Like you would with the elderflower, it's nowhere near as nice as elderflower though. Yeah.
I don't have that problem anymore, unfortunately.
Very lucky. Using dandelion and burdock, of course. The root is what's used.
Yeah, it says on there.
It does. You can eat the young stems as well. You wouldn't eat it at this stage though. Though to be honest, I wouldn't bother digging it up. I would find that a bit too invasive. I wouldn't want to go out into the woods and start digging it up myself. If it's growing on my own land, perhaps, and I needed to get rid of it, because my dad's got a patch next to his vegetable patch, and I pointed that out to him and said, oh yeah, okay, whilst I'm getting rid of it anyway, I probably will do something with the roots, which you roast and grind and make it a bit like coffee, I think. But yeah, I wouldn't come out here and forage it because it's just too much trouble. And this plant here is Artemisian, which is in the family of wormwood. Can we put it away so that people can have a look at it, so they can see if they can look hard enough they might recognise it again. It is not the one that's used in alcohol. It's not. But it is used in herbal remedies.
Smells a bit. Smells nice.
It does smell nice actually. It would make a nice tea.
Smell nice.
Use a tea for women's problems, which I think it means menstrual problems. It does smell nice. Different members of the wormwood family can be used for all sorts of things. A friend of mine was recommending them for discouraging mosquitoes and ticks and different biting insects. He was saying that he rubs the plants onto his own skin, around the ankles and that, and his dog, to stop the dog getting ticks and coming into the house. Do you remember we saved one of those plants at Simmons Place when we were farming there?
Maybe.
Yeah, right in the corner, we cleared the field and left
yeah.
that one.
That's right.
Yes, this is hawthorn.
Yes.
People say that you can eat the leaves in spring. You can. I've tried them and I don't see the point myself.
They look very similar, bearing in mind my colour vision's not perfect, but they look a very similar colour to the other berries.
The other ones, the elderberries,
What's that?
the rowan berries. The rowan has got. They are similar. The leaves are quite different. This has got these lobed leaves,
Right, yeah.
whereas the rowan has got long, thin leaves like an ash. And see these leaves are like that, they're quite different. And also the rowan berries tend to grow in bunches, a bit like elderberries,
Okay, right,
more,
okay.
whereas these grow in small bunches of 2 and 3, but a bit more individually.
And a lot sweeter.
And sweeter, and you
Yeah.
can eat these raw, I think,
Got the berries.
the berries.
You can make jellies out of them.
You
and
can
all
make
sorts.
jams and jellies.
Fruit
Ketchup.
levels.
I'd quite fancy making ketchup because sometimes, and there's a bush further around there which is absolutely heavy with berries. You could actually pick quite a lot in a fairly short amount of time, so it's worthwhile. You might like that made into ketchup. I'd like to give it a go. It sounds really nice. Your own wild ketchup. Fruit leather. I know my mum's made it into a fruit leather, a mixed fruit leather, where you cook up a lot of different kinds of fruit and then sieve the seeds and things out and then dry it. Make it into like a thick sauce and then dry it. And it's like the kind of fruit leather that we get for the kids. It's quite tasty. And of course your homemade one has got a bit less sugar in it and a lot more nutrients.
basically what my mother was talking to me about with hawthorns.
Yeah.
You used to make it without just doing the grassing afterwards.
As a cooked green, I wouldn't. I'm not convinced. It's a really good companion plant, and it sets nutrients in the soil. If you've got it in your garden, you can cut it back, and it makes mix it with water and make it kind of a cold soup. It makes an excellent sort of manure and plant food. Really, really good for that.
This small.
And it's good used externally for wound healing.